Hi, everybody. It is almost 10 o'clock in the morning over here, and I am very sleep deprived, but that's not going to stop me from tuning in to this very exciting Super Mario Bros. Wonder Direct. I briefly talked about it in my last video, but I realized I didn't really go into a lot of detail about what exactly was my reaction to this game's announcement. It's the first completely new 2D Mario game to come out since the original release of New Super Mario Bros. U back in 2012. And it's also going to be interesting because it'll be the first Mario game to have somebody other than Charles Martinet voice his characters. And I know a lot of people have been asking me what are my thoughts on him stepping down from the roles. I promise you I'm going to make another video about that some other time. But also the game just looks fantastic. The art style is such a nice change of pace from the new Super Mario Bros. Games. I love the fact that they're incorporating elements from like Super Mario Run and some of the more classic games. And it's got this kind of psychedelic feel to it, and it's just downright weird, and I am totally all for it. I can't wait for this game to come out, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they have to show us. And before we begin, I realized I'm behind on my Superstar supporter shoutouts at the end of these videos, so I would like to give a special thank you to my Superstar supporters for this month: Red Rack, Henry Newman, and Jake Winans. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's dive into this thing. I'm so excited! Oh, Blue Toad confirmed.
Just beyond the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, it's like Metropolis and Gotham. They're right next to each other. He merged with the castle to become his own fortress. That is insane. Oh, and of course the Nabbit. Gotta have him.
Dagnabbit!
I wonder what Goombas taste like. They all play the
Boing!
same. So go.
I love the way Yoshi was like holding it in his mouth. I like the sort of bevel effect on the brick blocks. God, I sound like such a nerd just saying that.
Mamas will eat anything that comes
Mama!
too close to their gaping mouths. Locky twos.
Locky Tooth. Oh, don't show us Peach. Please don't show us Peach.
Peach, Daisy, and Toadette.
Oh, no.
All have elephant forms as well.
Oh, that's not right.
Float through
Space!
There are even wonders
What?
where you're...
That sounded pretty good. Badges. What is this, Paper Mario?
Shoot vines in midair and stick
A
to walls.
freaking grappling vine! I love the expressions. The expressions are so great.
You're an elephant.
Oh, this is excellent. Wait, was that Captain Toad? Oh, this game is adorable and weird, and I love it. Okay, so I knew that there was definitely going to be more to this game than what the initial teaser led on, but I was not expecting that much information to be thrown at us. So they talked a little bit about the story. There's some point where Bowser touches this Wonder Flower and somehow merges with, I guess, Prince Florian's castle and becomes this gigantic fortress, which is definitely something I wasn't expecting. Like, I knew that Bowser was gonna have this big crazy fortress, but I wasn't expecting him to also be the fortress. But then again, I don't really know what to expect from this game because of how weird and insane it is. But that just makes me even more excited. There are so many playable characters, too. They didn't really go into the characters' attributes or abilities. I'm assuming that the characters are all going to have their own sort of abilities and traits that make each of them stand out. Yoshi has his flutter jump, like in the Yoshi's Island games. And it seems like he and the Nabbit are going to be kind of like the easy mode for this game, since, as they said, those characters don't take any damage. We also kind of got a sense of what exactly those purple coins were for. So it looks like this character Poplin, I don't know if that's the name of the character or the species, but I'm just gonna call them Poplin for now. So Poplin has this shop, I guess, where you can purchase badges that you can equip, like in the Paper Mario games, the good ones. And they give you all these new abilities, like using a frickin' grappling hook, clinging to walls while wall jumping like Super Metroid, doing this powerful kick when swimming to give yourself some extra speed and break through brick blocks. And not only can you buy them from Poplin's shop, but you can also earn them by completing these special challenge levels, which is really, really cool. They didn't go through every single world, they just kind of went through like some of the basics. Like Pipe Rock Plateau is basically the grassy area for this game, like sort of the tutorial world in a sense. And then there's Fluff Puff Peaks, which I guess serves as both the ice world and the sky world, just judging from the footage. And then there's Shining Falls, which is kind of like the jungle area, but it kind of has this blocky, almost industrial sort of look to it. And then there's Petal Isles, which is basically the water world. And then there's this desert savanna world, this swampy kind of environment. And obviously you have the traditional lava world, which I guess is Bowser's world. So let's talk about the world map for a second. It looks like the map is going to be interconnected like Super Mario World and New Super Mario Bros. U. Judging from the footage, it looks like it's going to start out with you going from one level to the next, but then maybe after 2 or 3 levels, it's going to kind of open up the space a little bit and let you sort of go through the world at your own pace. So you can basically complete the remaining levels in whatever order you want, which I don't think any 2D Mario game has done. 3D World kind of had something like this, but you still had that linearity, so you still kind of had to go through the worlds in a particular order. So this definitely seems much more non-linear, which is very refreshing to see, I think. I also love these talking flowers. They don't seem to give you any sort of tutorial-esque information. It's not like they're just gonna spout obvious information at you, like press A to jump or something. They're just kind of like they're just these little dudes. But even just little things like throwing shells upward, like in Super Mario World, I don't know, the Mario nerd in me just really appreciates that kind of stuff. All the new power-ups look pretty cool too. It's nice to see more of the elephant power-up, although I really wish I didn't have to see Peach or Daisy as elephants. That was quite cursed. But it's cool to see that the elephant power-up isn't just like a funny, weird thing. There's actually a lot that you can do with that. Like, you can suck up water with your trunk and then spray it on the ground to make vines grow from the ground. And you can just break through blocks more easily and dash across large gaps. That was really cool to see. Even something simpler like this bubble power-up, being able to shoot bubbles and kill otherwise invulnerable enemies. Something so simple, but yet it's still so charming. And I love all the platforming possibilities that these can open up, especially the drill, being able to burrow into the ground, but also into the ceiling. Like, that's going to be insane. I can't wait to see how creative people get with these power-ups. The online multiplayer is surprisingly very in-depth, just from what I've seen. I don't think a Mario game that isn't Super Mario Maker has had this many online features. It looks like you can play with other players online all at the same time, but you see them as these sort of transparent character models, which is nice, so it doesn't get too confusing and it makes it easier for you to find yourself amidst the chaos. And I like that players can even gift each other with power-ups and things like that, and the idea of placing these little standees, which are adorable, by the way, and just the notion of you putting them down and helping other players get through the harder levels that maybe they can't get through, but you can. So there's a playfulness, but also kind of a fun, competitive angle to it to see like who can get more heart points and who can reach the end of the stage first. It looks like this game is just taking elements from all the other 2D Mario games, including Yoshi's Island, and sort of blending them together into this weird, psychedelic hodgepodge of 2D Mario mayhem. And I'm just really loving this art style as well. It really looks like they modified the 3D models in a way to make them more closely resemble the 2D artwork, like the art style of Yoichi Kotabe and Shigehisa Nakawe. And I think it really makes the characters much more expressive. And just all the different expressions that they added are just so charming and so cute. I feel like I'm in a similar situation to the one I was in when Super Mario Odyssey came out, because before its announcement, I've been wanting something to kind of reinvigorate the series and breathe some new life into it and do something bolder and more unexpected. So when Odyssey came out, it was really refreshing to see like Mario with all those hyper-realistic humans and the T-Rex and all that stuff. And so after that game came out, I was really excited to see what they could do with 2D Mario, which made me all the more disappointed when I saw that the first 2D Mario game to come out on the Switch was just a port of New Super Mario Bros. U, a game that I still like, but I've already played it, and I just wanted something actually new. So now this seems like the kind of 2D Mario game that I've been waiting for, and more, because they're just doing all this insane stuff that I wouldn't have expected a Mario game to have done like 5 or 10 years ago, and adding all these new features that, frankly, they didn't have to add, but it's really cool that they're adding, like the badge system and the more in-depth online, and all these new abilities and all this weird stuff too, with the Wonder Flowers and things like that. But it's just all the more exciting to see. There's something very contemporary about it and very non-Nintendo that almost kind of makes me appreciate it all the more. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, just from seeing all this new footage and taking in all this new information, really seems to be exactly what the 2D formula needed. It's just insane for me to look at all this and think this is actually happening. Like, this is a 2D Mario game unlike anything we've seen before. I don't know what else to say except it looks great and I can't wait to play it, and I'm sure that the boys and I are going to get a lot out of this. And that red OLED Switch looks kind of cool too. So there you go, there are my muddled and sleep-deprived thoughts on Super Mario Bros. Wonder after this Direct. What did you guys think of the Direct? Are you more excited for the game? Are you on the fence? Whatever you thought, let me know in those comments down there. And hopefully, whatever I do for my next video, I'll see you then. So, until next time, this is Mark, bidding you all a smashing farewell, be good, behave, be safe, and I will see you later. Bye.